So this video is all about saving your first $10,000, and it's a challenge to actually get you there a lot faster, whether it's in 3 months or 6 months. Now, by the way, I hate sharing, for example, embarrassing stories, but if it's gonna help you, I gotta share with you guys. I saved my first $10,000 in 6 months. I was in college, and in reality, it took me 6 months to save it. It took me less than 2 months to spend all the money on trash. And the best way to learn is from other people's mistakes. So listen clearly here, learn from my mistake. One thing is saving the money, and one thing is what do you do after you have the money? Once you have the bag, what do you do with it? How do you multiply it? How do you build passive income from it? That's the most important thing. So I don't want you to grab this money, get some new sneakers, go on vacation, get some plastic surgery, buy a purse, whatever that is, or get some new teeth. The answer is no. I don't want you to work hard for 6 months and then end up spending that money on a liability, on something that does not help you out. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the challenge, why 10,000, how to get there in 3 months or 6 months, and additionally, what to do once you have the money, whether it's pay off debt, whether it's build an emergency account, whether it's, for example, a retirement account, or saving up for a down payment. And by the way, I recommend all those things one by one in the order I just gave it to you guys, okay? But don't worry, I'm gonna tell you more at the end of this video. And as always, smash the like button, it helps a lot. And on top of that, also, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified, because I also teach you exactly how to build passive income and how to invest your money. And those videos are also super important. Now, the very first thing is this. Tommy, why $10,000? Why that number exactly? The answer is because $10,000 is challenging, okay? But it's not impossible to actually get there in like 6 months, okay? Because if I told you $100,000, that's a number that's just like insane, all right? So $10,000 is challenging just enough, but not impossible. You know, and I know that you're able to do this. And if anybody tells you once you have that money, it's not a lot of money, the average person has $1,000, okay? Once you have $10,000, you have 10 times more money than the average person. It matters. It makes a difference. Now, here's one big thing that I will tell you. $10,000 is not going to change your life. However, the habits and the person you have to become in order to save that $10,000, those are the things that are gonna change your life forever, all right? So don't worry about the dollar amount. That's not why we're here. We're here for the habits, and everything else is gonna come after you save this $10,000. Now, I gotta tell you guys something. Although I told you that in the beginning, when I got my first $10,000 in 6 months, I basically spent all the money in like 2 months. The second time I built up to $10,000, I did it a lot faster. Today, my passive income makes me enough to save $10,000 very quickly, very fast, without any work. And that's what I want to get you to, okay? Because you can save the $10,000, but after that, there are habits to actually do, so then your money works for you, and then you have these challenges going on as you sleep. And that's going to be awesome. Now, here are the actual challenge details. Tommy, do I do it in 3 months? Do I do it in 6 months or 12 months? The answer is this. I recommend you do it anywhere from a minimum of 3 months to a maximum of 12 months, okay? And here's why I say no less than 3 months. It takes about 66 days for a habit to change the circuits in your brain. This right here is scientific. I'm not making stuff up. It's not, oh, just 3 months randomly. No, I'm doing this on purpose. In 3 months, the habits you're going to establish, they're going to stick to your brain, and that's exactly what I want to happen. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 methods of completing this challenge. The very first one is the envelope challenge, okay? Now, here's the thing. If you want to do this in about 100 days, which is 3 months and 6 or 9 days, something like that, the answer is you can go out there and you can buy around 100 envelopes. And the challenge is very simple. Listen carefully. You grab 100 envelopes and you label these envelopes from the number 1 to the number 100. So obviously, you're going to have envelope 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 100. And the goal is you want to double the number it says on the envelope. So if the envelope says, for example, $1, you put in $2. If it says $2, you put in $4. If it says 10, you put in 20. And in approximately like 3 months, which is 100 days, okay, you're gonna have over $10,000. Exactly about $10,100. Now, here's what I don't like about this strategy. It's setting you up for failure. And here's why. Because to save $10,000 in 3 months, it is going to take a lot of money, approximately like $3,300 every single month. And most people don't even make that much money in the first place, okay? So this challenge, in my opinion, to do it in 3 months, $10,000 is just way too hard and is setting yourself up for failure. I want when you do this plan that it doesn't feel like you're really doing anything. When you take the money and you save it, you're like, I could do more. But I don't want you to do more. I want you to build a habit. I want you to go slowly and steady. That is what's important. So my advice would be this. Make it 6 months. So you do, for example, the 100 envelope challenge, but you do exactly what the envelopes show you. So if it says 1, you put in $1. If it says $2, you put in $2. If it says $10, you put in $10. And after the 100 days, you have around $5,050, and then you restart it. Okay, and then in around 6 months total, you're gonna have your $10,000. There's no rush here. I want you to do things correctly. And this way, it doesn't feel like a massive strain, because to save this much money this quickly is gonna be way too much in 3 months. It's like $3,300. Like, most people don't make that much money. Now, here is the second way to actually go ahead and do this challenge, okay? And it's the way I did it, okay? Because I didn't have 100 envelopes and I didn't want to spend the money on 100 envelopes. But it's all about how you want to do it, so don't think you have to do it my way. Now, my way was fairly simple. I said, how much money do I want to save? The answer was $10,000, okay? And then I asked myself, well, in how much time do I want to do it? The answer was 6 months, all right? So I put in 6 there. And then I said, how often do I get paid? At the time, I was getting paid weekly. So if you get paid weekly, obviously, you just multiply this number by 2, because 6 months, in every month you get 2 checks, so that's around times 2, you get around 12 paychecks. So that was the answer. So if you have the number 10,000 divided by 12, every time I get paid, I have to set aside $833 per paycheck bi-weekly to be able to get there in around 6 months. Now, obviously, if you get paid weekly, then that's going to be 24 checks. So basically, $10,000 divided by 24 checks, that's going to be around $416. And obviously, if you get paid monthly, then that's going to be $10,000 divided by 6, and you got to save up around $1,666. It's still the same amount of money no matter how you slice it, but it's all dependent on your paycheck and the frequency and how you get paid. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys again, I think it's way too much money. I think it's way too fast. So my advice would be this. I got to be real with you guys, okay? Although I was in college hustling, okay? I had a job as work study. I had a job at the Gap. I was flipping phones and I was selling sneakers. I was doing a bunch of things to basically get some cash. So to make $833 for me, like in 2 weeks, it wasn't that much of a big deal. I was able to set that money aside. But if you know for a fact that that's gonna be like over half the money you make and you're not gonna be able to sustain it, then obviously don't do it. So just lower the amount by 5,000 or, for example, 3,000. Again, the goal of this challenge, although it's a $10,000 challenge, it's more like build a habit challenge. That's all that's important here, all right? I'm gonna give you some extra advice in case you don't make enough, so you can actually make enough to set the money aside to actually get there a lot faster. Now, those are the 2 ways to do the challenge. The envelope way, you do 100 envelopes, you do it in order, you repeat, you do it in 200 days. Or you do the envelope challenge, you double the amounts, and you get there in 3 months, which is a crazy amount of money and a lot faster. If you can get there, great. If you can't, don't lie to yourself. And then you do, for example, the paycheck way, which is basically divide your paychecks by the amount of time you actually want to do it, and you basically get there. If you're confused, play back the video, just reverse it and go right back to it. I'll put in the clip right here of the time code of where I start breaking down exactly how the paycheck method basically works. Here it is, go back to it, okay? Now, here's some extra stuff that I want you to do, because again, this is not about the money, it's about the habit. So number one, I want you to build a budget. I'm not gonna make this difficult or complicated, it's simple. How much money do you have coming in? The number is $1,000 or whatever it is. And then I want you to break that down between 4 expenses. You have shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. That's it. Everything else is a want. You don't need it, don't get it, okay? That's the idea. So whenever you get paid money, calculate these expenses, try to lower them, and that way you can save even more money. Whatever you have on your budget that you don't need, if it exceeds 5% of your income, cut it out, don't use it, okay? That's the idea. Number 2, second, get a side hustle. If this challenge seems a little too extreme, go do Uber Eats, go get another job, go do something else to make some extra money. Again, I was doing 3 jobs when I was in college to be able to get to this challenge in 6 months, okay? So do something on the side. If you're able to bring in an extra $200 on the side per week or on the weekends, the answer is that goes a long way towards you achieving your goal of your challenge, okay? And it's gonna change your life. Now, number 3, sell everything you don't need. When I did this challenge, I had 23 pairs of Jordans in my closet and I was flat broke. I sold every single one of those Jordans, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my voice? Jordans, and today I wear Vans and New Balances, like a little, like I would call myself a dork back then, but I like my sneakers. You can't judge me, okay? At least now I have the 10,000 and I don't have the Jordans, if you know what I mean, all right? But yeah, sell everything you don't need. If you have a car, you're paying for it, you can't afford it, sell it. Whatever it is, sell it. If you don't need it, you sell it and you put that towards your savings. Now, here's what you want to do with the money once you get it. And by the way, I want you, if you made it all the way to this point of the video, comment down below, accept or deny, okay? Do you accept the challenge? Or do you deny it? Comment down below so I know what you decided on. And this way I also know you are a real, legitimate person and not a robot like there are on YouTube these days, which is annoying. But once you make the money, here's what I want you to do. A lot of people, they have credit card debt, they have student loan debt, personal loan debt, all this stuff. The answer is, if you got debt, everything except the mortgage, put all that money towards debt, okay? Well, you can save $1,000, put them aside for emergencies, just like a little bit of money there. But then the rest of the money, the other $9,000, put it towards your debt. Build that up, all right? That's what you want to do. Put it towards your debt, cut down the debt, and help you a lot. Now, once you're done with the debt, you want to build up a fully blown emergency account with at least 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses in there. This way you have stability and security. Number 3, you want to build up your retirement account. Tommy, I don't know about retirement accounts. I don't know about investments. I don't know about stocks. The answer is watch the videos on this channel. They're going to help you out a ton. Or click the M1 Finance link down below and copy my portfolio so you know exactly what I do and how I invest my money. Now 4, once you're investing like 10-20% of your income, every paycheck, the answer is grab the rest of the money and you put it towards savings for a home, to actually buy a home. This is how you get started. Don't grab the money. Don't get no plastic surgery, bro. Don't get no fake teeth. Don't get no fancy car. Don't get none of that stuff if you can't afford to get them right now. Whether you choose to get them, I don't care when you want to get them, but I do care if you get them and you can't afford it. And all of a sudden you're trying to resell your teeth because you can't afford to have those teeth, okay? It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. But that's the entire idea. And this is how you get started with building passive income, having a retirement account, and having a lot of freedom. Now, my advice is this, guys, okay? This entire game is about longevity. It's about who can last the longest. It's a marathon, all right? So the answer is, whenever you get paid, we all know we have an itch. If all you do is save, eventually you're gonna freak out and you're gonna wanna spend the money. So obviously, here is what I would recommend you do if you have that itch. The answer is just take 5% of the money you make and use that money to scratch that itch, whether it's to buy something you want or to save up to do something you want. So overall, it might not sound like a lot of money or feel like a lot of money, but if you're making, let's say, $2,000 a month and you save, for example, 5% of that, that's like $100 a month, you know? So you can use that money to take yourself on a date, to go to the movies, to buy something on Amazon, whatever you want to do. If you make $4,000 a month, then obviously $4,000 multiplied by 0.05, that's going to be around $200, okay? Now, in 3 months, that's $600. You can buy something nice, okay? The answer is just take 5%. That's all you want to do. Once you have no debt, you have an emergency account. If you want to increase it, you can if you want to. But the goal is don't start doing things you can't afford to do right now because they're going to prevent you from really getting the things you need to get later on. That's my advice. That's the challenge. Take your time. And remember, this is not about money. What this is about is habits. And once you have the habit, trust me, you're going to smoke 10,000, then 20,000, then 30,000, then 100,000. And then you're gonna just keep going and going and going. And it's not gonna feel hard. Trust me, okay? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Comment down below, I accept or you deny. And any questions you have, comment down below. I'll be in the comments answering all your questions. On top of that, DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. Over here is another video. And over here is my face. This video right here is on investing, by the way. Over here is my face. Click on subscribe. And as always, long-term team officially out.